Coming up, the latest on the next First Alert Weather Day after a wild day in the weather department. How the Africa restaurant and nightclub may have new life. Plus, we take a deep dive into inflation in the Valley. Valley News Live at 10 starts right now.
This is Valley News Live at 10.
Good evening, everyone. From tornadoes to snow, both were the scene today across different parts of North Dakota. Hutch joins us now with a first look at what's next. Hutch?
Stacey, thanks so much, and good evening, everyone. As we head into the overnight hours, things are wrapping up, but here's what we saw today. We did have numerous tornado reports, some of them on the large size Sturm, the Sisseton area, out towards Wahpeton as well. Rainfall, numerous areas around an inch or more, and out in Belfouche, over a foot of snow fell there, and in North Dakota, 7 inches of shovel trouble blasted the worldways. This is what it looked like in Belfouche. That sounds like a good campsite right there. A lot of drifting snow, and I'll tell you what, they can keep it on that side of the area for just a little while because we have had our own issues to contend with. Showers are moving out. Still Roseau County up towards, well, out near Cavalier, the Rock Lake area still seeing some showers. Radar estimates, anywhere you see yellow, around an inch of estimated rainfall. Out in Minnesota, a little bit less. Just as forecast, central North Dakota, estimates of around 2 to 3 inches for some. Here's a photo. Look at the debris getting kicked up as that tornado there near this Sturm area. Jan shared a photo of that. We got numerous photos. This one from the Wahpeton area. This one was more of a rope-like tornado. This a little bit weaker, but still wild skies over the valley. And we did get a report of some wind damage out in Lakes Country as the storms made their way up. Farther north things have quieted down substantially. We turn our attention now to the cold that will take hold with these northwest winds. First alert weather day for Saturday. Details on that in just a few minutes, but frost is the key term we're focusing on.
All right. Thanks so much, Hutch. New tonight at 10, the Africa restaurant and nightclub may be coming back. They not only found a buyer for their liquor license, they found someone willing to keep the license where it is. Valley News team's Aaron Walling breaks it all down for us.
The latest chapter in the ongoing story of the Africa nightclub is a surprising one. It comes after months of debate over the future of the embattled club.
This is not good. This is a really bad place to be. And if they wanted to sell this license, they could have months ago.
I know everybody on the rooster look bad, but I'm not a bad one. I want you to try me.
After suspending the club's license, city commissioners made the decision on September 20th to give them 30 days to find a buyer of their liquor license. And they did. Tyler Brand of 518 Properties submitted an application to purchase the license. He refused to speak with us, but City Commissioner Dave Popcorn tells us the plan is to keep the theme the same and leave the nightclub in the same location.
I don't see any need for extending this for a better management plan.
Controversy has marred the nightclub, ranging from a fatal shooting in May to reports of underage drinking and armed employees. Brandt's application is now at the mercy of the Liquor Control Board. Popcorn said that he plans to ask questions about the management situation, stressing that the right managers need to be hired. In Fargo, Aaron Walling, Valley News Live.
The Liquor Control Board will review the application next week. The North Dakota Attorney General's office has taken more than 450 complaints on Glossar Images since they suddenly closed last week, and today their attorney said refunds may not be coming. He said instead the company is focusing on what happens to couples whose weddings had already been photographed, saying they're working to get those memories to their rightful owners. However, former contractors say that's not been their experience.
Like, what are your next steps? Do you know your next steps? Because we don't, and we just want to know your next steps because that's what we're just being left out in the dust.
Glossar Images attorney didn't indicate if couples who had paid for services but never received them would ever see a refund. Another stimulus check of sorts may be coming to North Dakotans. That's if one lawmaker has his way. North Dakota lawmakers are spending this week listening to the many proposals on how to spend $1 billion in federal aid. Many want the money to go to specific projects or programs, but one lawmaker wants to split up the money and give checks for nearly $1,300 to every North Dakotan. State Representative Jeff Magrum proposed using all of the available funds for the direct payments, saying the state would be able to collect on sales tax for increased spending. It's unclear if this use qualifies under the rules for the spending. The checks would certainly come at a good time for many, as the rising prices for everything from groceries to gas are hitting us right in the pocketbook. Valley News Team's Nishay Taylor dives into the trend and how it's impacting consumers. Nishay?
Yeah, Stacey, according to local economists, for an healthy economy, inflation typically should be around 2%, but as of September, it has risen up to 5.4%. Let's get this working here. Okay, I guess it's not going to work, but it's believed that this is possibly the highest the inflation rate has been since in the last 10 years. Now, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, the consumer prices are skyrocketing. For example, the price for food has jumped by 4.6%, and for gas, it has jumped by 42%. Meanwhile, used cars have also been driven up by almost 25%. Now, consumers right here in the Valley say they are feeling those increases.
Came in here, I was like, oh, it's 309 for gas instead of $2.99. I was like, oh no.
Some locals are feeling the sticker shock of rising prices for some consumer goods like gas.
Most people, I don't like spending more money, but I kind of understand, like, we got to print more money, we got to do that kind of thing. Just inflation is just going to happen.
But the rate of inflation has been unprecedented just in the last year.
A little upset. I don't think it needs to be this way. I understand there's some extenuating circumstances that are causing things with COVID and everything, but I feel the government is just trying to control things too much. And so
economists say there may not be any relief anytime soon, and some local consumers say they worry for those that may not be able to afford the increasing prices.
it hasn't affected me too much, but obviously, I have the income where I can absorb it, but some people, it's harder on some people, I can guarantee you that. So
one couple visiting from Montana says they too have noticed a spike in the price of goods.
Grocery items keep being reported anywhere from 5 to 10% higher than last year. But what I've seen in all the stores that we typically frequent is more closer to 30% of an increase.
But the couple says it's not just gas and food prices that are going up.
The price of accommodations is even higher as well. I was noticing some of the prices of some of the hotels that would normally be around $100 a night are $130, $140 a night now.
What could be the root behind the change in inflation? Economists say federal spending, the demand for goods and services, limited product supplies, and staffing shortages are some of what may be driving up prices. Now, experts say this year some of your favorite products or goods may not be available. Now, Stacey, with the holidays coming up around the corner, experts say you should start doing your holiday shopping now.
I know, we keep saying that and I just keep not doing it. I gotta start listening.
Well, yeah, you better check your list.
Exactly. Thanks, Nishay.
Thank you.
The fate of the former West Fargo teacher, Ron Thompson, will likely be in the hands of a jury tomorrow. The 59-year-old is accused of luring who he thought was a 14-year-old girl online. He's accused of asking her sexually explicit questions and sending a picture of himself. Court documents say this all happened in October 2019 while Thompson was teaching in the West Fargo district. He could spend the next 10 years in prison. A terrifying scene in North Fargo this morning as police say an armed man and convicted sex offender entered two homes, one in the 1500 block of 10th Street North, then another in the 1500 block of 12th Street North. Officers say they were able to find Daniel Grinder because he's on probation with a GPS ankle monitor. Court documents say he previously forced sex on several children as young as 13 and 14. Police in Dilworth are asking for your help finding a stolen vehicle. Around 5:30 this evening, a 2008 red Dodge Avenger was stolen while the owner was delivering pizza for Domino's. It was last seen in Moorhead with the Domino's sign still on the roof. It's Minnesota plate MCX728. They say the suspect is possibly a male of Middle Eastern descent wearing a gray hoodie and red tennis shoes. Police say he's also wanted in reference to a burglary earlier today. Take a look at this picture. West Fargo police are trying to find these two people that are believed to be involved in a current investigation. If you have any information, you're asked to call West Fargo police. The number is 701-515-5333. If you're injured on the job in Minnesota, workers' compensation won't cover medical marijuana. That's the ruling today from the Minnesota Supreme Court. A lower court ordered employers to pay for medical marijuana to treat work-related injuries. But the Supreme Court says they don't have to because the drug remains illegal under federal law. The justices say the remedy would be for Congress to pass a law to resolve the conflicts between the state and federal laws. Meanwhile, changes in Moorhead to the purchasing of tobacco products. The city is adopting a ban on full-flavored tobacco and menthol products. The council also voted to raise the legal age to buy tobacco products from 18 to 21. Attention North Dakotans, you have more time to get a real ID. The deadline has been pushed back again and is now May 3rd, 2023. North Dakota's Transportation Department says almost half of North Dakotans already have the new license. For everyone else, you have the option to opt in for your next renewal or make an appointment specifically to get your real ID. Still ahead tonight, a Minnesota man is spreading positivity through a payphone.
And coming up next, showers are beginning to exit the valley, but we do have some other concerns. First alert weather day for frost across the area. Your forecast is next.